Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for September 16th, 17th, and 18th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, this is the introduction. If you're a first-time viewer, this is the introduction. I have this on all of the videos, but after watching the introduction at least one time, I hope you'll just then go down to the description where you can bypass the intro and go straight to whatever the reading is you want to go to. Now, a lot of people cross-watch by doing the same thing. Anyway, because this is the weekend reading, when I get there, I will be using my Radley Valentine Angel cards, my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. I have pulled in my Doreen and Grant Virtue, the Abundance of Angels, or the Angels Abundance, no, the Abundance of Angels, and I will pull one from my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. Now, for this main reading, the introduction, I am going to use my Waite Rider Traditional Tarot and my Colette Baron Reed the Good Tarot. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy, but remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest, okay? Okay. Anyway, I am an intuitive channeler. I open myself when I'm doing that praying and meditating to higher power, Source, God, Holy Spirit. That's who I call my connection. And I open myself, and whatever the words are that need to come out, they need to come out. Okay, and it's best when I really try not to understand that. That's when I start digging a little bit of a hole, and what did they say when you're digging a hole? Stop digging. Okay, anyway, or when you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. Anyway, so let's go back here now. I am going to go through some of what's going on in the planets per se. Not a whole lot, except we have those 6 planets retrograde. We are feeling that pressure, a lot of that pressure. We have the 2 planets, which is, what is it? It's Venus, which is in Virgo. That's going direct, and Mars in Gemini is going direct also. Now, on the 16th, we have the Sun in Virgo, which is opposing Neptune, which is retrograde in Pisces. They're both at 24 degrees, so they really have a very strong opposition. So think of it as just think of it as 2 sides of a baton in many, many ways. Now, the interesting thing about this, and I kind of see the baton on fire a little bit, and people twirling it and throwing it. Anyway, my mind just went down there. Anyway, with Neptune opposing the Sun, Virgo opposing, this part of Pisces also, it's an interesting energy. There's going to be a lot of vulnerability. There's going to be a lot of sensitivity. There's going to be a lot of caring energy here. However, there is going to also be too much trusting, but at the same time finding things out that maybe we did not want to hear. Again, going back to that Saturn and Aquarius, delusionment. This is one of those times that if the deal seems too good to be true, hey, wait on it. Wait on it, okay? I really, there's some things going on also with Venus, which is in Virgo, Venus, the goddess of love, relationships, in Virgo, which is very, very practical energy. So if there's somebody you want to impress on the romantic side, maybe, do something to impress them as opposed to using your words. So, something to impress me, come and clean my garage. Not too romantic, but very, very practical. But there's other things. So there's other things with Venus, Venus in Virgo, and I think it's going to be also opposing Mars in Gemini. So that in itself, kind of overlaying all of this, there could be some very interesting and very erratic things going on with relationships, erratic things going on with how we are even feeling. Now again, Neptune and Pisces, what I was telling you about with the Sun, that in itself can be very very healing, very loving, very caring, but it can also make us feel very, very insecure. So it's an emotional weekend. It could go either way. It's not necessarily and I know we have Mercury in Libra. It's not necessarily a great time to do contracts. Okay. Again, there's something about, trusting the other person's word But if you have to, make sure you get a lawyer, okay, or whoever it is that you have look over your contracts. I don't do legal advice with this. Anyway, so it just seems like it's going to be an interesting weekend. It's not going to be it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a bad weekend. It's just going to be a very intensely emotional weekend, and it can go up or down. I told you that there was something with Venus and Mars, but Venus is doing other things with Uranus. Not in a bad place at all, but Uranus is always expect the unexpected. It's just one of those times that it's just going to feel very anticipatory, very like I said, the expect the unexpected. People are going to be a little more volatile. We're not quite sure good, bad. There's going to be very loving people. There's also going to be people that want to take advantage of the situation. So the other part about it is we are coming closer and closer to, if you're in the northern hemisphere, the autumn equinox. The southern, it would be your spring equinox. But there's also a lot of very spiritual events that are also happening. And this is also a really intense time when the veil between the physical and the metaphysical world gets very, very thin. So we're really entering that time right now. So interesting times as always. Let's see what we've got going here. Let's see. Some people, that veil, I see people crossing the veil, crossing both ways. We'll see. 1, 2, and 3. 3 cards face down. Remember, court cards have dual energies. The pages have, the underlying energy for page is Earth, that is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, money, job, career. The Knight is the fire energies, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, passionate, burning, determined. The Queen has water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, fluid, emotional, and just very spiritual. And then the King underlying energy is air, and that is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Very thought-provoking, making plans, thinking things through. Doesn't always mean that they're right, but they do think it through. Okay, let's see what we have here. Anything reversed has stronger energies. First card is... Okay, here we are. Now, we have, this is rods or wands. This is the fire energy. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Very passionate, burning, very determined. This is the 9 of rods, the 9 of wands, the 9 of fire. 9 has a number, and numbers are very important. They can be used for dark energy, but we're using them for the lighter energy. We're basically claiming them for our positive energy. So 9 has a wrap up. It's you've got everything you've done everything you needed to do. Now all you have to do is just pull it together. Just pull it together. With this, the 9 of rods, the 9 of wands, again, everything has been completed. It has been very completed. However, he's gone through a little bit to make sure that he's finished what it is. So there is a little bit of a hardship. There is a little bit of a really working all those hours, just working to get something done. But now that he has gotten it done, he has to stand and protect what it is that he's done. Okay? And he's not necessarily going to back down. He's not going to necessarily give in either. This is taking a stand, and it's very much taking it is protecting your energies. It's also protecting what you've owned. Okay? So here we go. Next card is, now we have that old Hierophant, major arcana card. So 5 is about change, positive, negative change. The Hierophant has a very legalistic type of energy to it. At least that's how I look at it. Some readers will say, oh, it's you getting to your higher self. I look at it as more legalistic. These are the rules, whether they make sense or not, whether they are really God-given or not. These are the rules. So the rules are the rules are the rules. Now, it's very, and there is the supporters. Those are the people that will enforce or will make sure that the rules are taken care of. So the Hierophant to me represents the business part of, getting down to business with the spiritual or the legalistic type of energies around. Now, when I see the Hierophant, it kind of reminds me that I am somebody that will say, okay, I acknowledge you. I'm not necessarily acknowledging you. I know you exist, but I think I'm going to go over there. Now, so the Hierophant has an energy that's, again, it's very controlling, and if the rules are the rules are the rules. So it's interesting. Let's see what this next card is for this one. But again, the Hierophant, and with these, I don't know, what does this mean? This has a real strong connection. Let's see what the next one is. The Page of Cups. So interesting with this, though, we have the Page. Page, like I said, underlying energy is our earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. The cup energy is our water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. The page is very eager to start. The page is very eager to jump in. A lot of times when we have pages of cups, knights of cups, it has something to do with budding romances, budding relationships. I'm kind of getting this very quizzical energy here. I'm getting this, and again, pages will do whatever needs to be done. They're in many ways, even though they're very young, they are fearless in many ways too. But I'm kind of like getting with this Page of Cups, and so what are we going to do now? Where are we going to go? What is it that we need to do? What is it that we need to know? So there's something here about holding fast. I don't know if this is because this is joined, or if there is a separation between this Hierophant. And the Page of Cups is kind of also like, so what are you going to do? I feel like the Page of Cups is giving personal responsibility to whoever is in this situation or whatever is in the situation. Remember, this is universal energies. And I feel like the Page of Cups are saying, so what are you going to do? Where, so there's always a choice. So there is always a choice. We may not like the outcome of the choices, or we may like the outcome of the choices. But I feel like it's just a very quizzical energy. So, many times we always see that little fish, but today I'm like, so what, or it's almost like, and what am I going to do? What am I going to do with you? What am I going to do with you? So let's see. Let's go on and see what else we might have for the weekend's energies. Let's see. From our Colette Baron. So Holy Spirit, God, Source, Higher Power. What does this all mean? What does this all mean? Again, I do get, the Nine of Rods is always stand strong. Stand strong, and it's also defend your work, defend who you are, defend what you've accomplished, and don't back down. Don't back down. So, and I feel like, this is the guy that I'm always a little bit, and you know this, if you've been following me, I'm like, Hierophant. It's all rules and regulations, and many times rules and regulations that just don't make sense. And there we go. Card is falling out. Okay. This is actually quite a nice card. Excuse me. Here we go. Now I shrink. Anyway, this is the Seven of Earth. Okay. The 7 is a divine number. It is, divine overreach, umbrella type of energy. It is also divine intervention. It can also be divine interference. But it's like intervention, but yet you didn't really want it as much. So that's what interference is about. But again, this is the earth energy, Capricorn and Virgo and Taurus, and all of them have very strong influences this weekend here. The 7 of Earth is like whatever this is going on, you are ready. You're ready to either make that decision. You're ready to stand firm. You're ready to not back down. You're ready with whatever even this legalistic energy is about. Maybe you're going in front of, and again, no legal advice here. Maybe you're going in front of a, I don't know, a court of some sort, and, you have to present your facts. The thing about the Seven of Earth is you're ready, but you also have everything you need to be ready. Now, the Seven of Earth, kind of this is like you've planted your harvest. The weather's great. Just get ready because you're going to harvest your harvest soon, okay? But again, sometimes the Seven of Earth does mean there's a little bit of a delay, but just be patient. Be patient, especially with any of the emotional energies, because I feel like this is just this Neptune and all this Venus stuff, and it just feels like relationships will either come together or be stretched. I feel like people will either be doing the right thing or, they won't. It just feels very polar in many ways, but yet very clearing also. Okay? So, again, that's with my lovely little Saturn in Aquarius. This is always about seeing, the truth versus seeing the illusions. So we might, we will see what we will see. Let me know, please. I love the people that read with me, so let me know what you believe or what you see of this. Let me know who you think the Hierophant is, because, or what kind of energy, I should say, the Hierophant has. Okay? Okay. Anyway. Remember to comment, then do the like, share, subscribe, and click on the bell so you keep me going. Thank you all, and let's start our readings now. Hello, my Scorpios, and how are you doing? Yes, we're going to be about ready to go into Libra season, which is right before your season. So when you get to that season, that's right before your season, it's time to get everything packed up and just ready to move on. I just kind of feel like, just kind of getting things packed up for you. But again, probably more with Libra season, but this would not be a bad weekend for you to make those plans and start, I don't know, if you're thinking about a new residence, it would be really good for you to maybe take a look. Not saying, again, going back to what I said, it might be too soon to really sign any contracts. I kind of a little bit that there's going to be an emotional element here, and one of those things that, what is it, marry in haste, repent in leisure. So try not to do anything just based on emotions alone. Now this could be one of those things, oh, but I fell in love with that car, or I love this place. Yeah, it might be a little bit more money. If you fell in love with the car or you love the place, well, the car will be there. The car will be there regardless of whether they tell you, take the deal now. No, the car will be there. And the place, if it's not the one, then you will find the one else. But again, this week I think gives you clarity in looking and seeing, kind of giving you an idea of what it is you really do want. Okay? So that's what this weekend I think has for you. It's you really seeing what is it that you really do want. A lot of times I think you want what you think others want for you, but it might not necessarily be the best thing. So again, what is it that you want? My Scorpios, I think you're coming into that time, and this weekend's going to start it, where you're going to see it with more clarity. Okay, let's see what we've got here. First card is reversed. The Knight of Water. So Knights, underlying energy is fire. It is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, passionate, burning, very determined, but then it's water is overlaying that. Your energy, Pisces, also Cancer, it's fluid, emotional, it's very spiritual energy, but it still has the same kind of a drive, except that the fire drive is more direct. But the water drive is a little gentler, is a little bit more understanding. So you're combining these two energies. Now I know water and fire. Well, if you use fire to heat the water, that's good too. But if you throw water on the fire, then the fire sizzles, okay? But water and fire does create steam. So there's what I'm trying to say is it depends on how you're going to use these energies for your betterment. Steam, there is things that, steam-powered locomotives, okay? Even though we don't use those, I don't know if anybody does, maybe in museums or whatever. But steam does power. Steam does have this really very strong, permeable type of energy. Anyway, whatever. Nights are directional. Nights will go where they're led or where they're sent. Not necessarily led, where they're sent. Okay? You want them to go that way, that's where they go. Whatever this is, whatever this steamy relationship is, it could have something to do, it could have something to do with your work, but it could be a very intimate relationship too. And the Knight of Water does have a little more romance in him than necessarily the Knight of Fire, okay? Falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. So this could be, going after a very romantic type of relationship, okay? Let's see what we have here. Next card. The Eight of Fire. So now we have that fire energy again, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. 8 is unlimited opportunities, unlimited possibilities. Again, I would just, it just feels like this weekend is one that's very engaging to you. It's very much, it's pushing those emotions forward. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of, romance. This just feels very much, the energies are so high with just wanting and, just like, oh my gosh, look at this, that person, we're together or we're about to be together or first date. A lot of anticipation, a lot of longing, a lot of possibilities, okay? A lot of possibilities. And I'm going to tell you, my Scorpios, I'm going to tell you to, in this case, you may want to just trust your instincts. At the same time, make sure the other person, if this is a person, make sure the other person is on board with it too. Okay? But between these two, it does feel like things are moving fast for the relationship, moving fast for whatever this movement even is in your life. But again, what is it that you really want, my Scorpios? That's one thing. Here we go. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things happening at once. Next card. The Eight of Water. So now we have an 8 and an 8. Again, we have the water energy. So this weekend has a curious sense of just kind of like just all over the place. There is this really, if it's going to be positive energy, it's going to be very positive. If it's going to be manipulative energy, it's going to be very manipulative. It's just very emotional energy, okay? And the Eight of Water plays with that too. So here you've got something that's really going good for you. The thing about the Eight of Water is that you may push a little bit too hard with this. It's because you want more. You want to move on. You want it to, come to a better resolution. And I'm not saying it's not going to come to a good resolution. You just want things to move faster. So you have to be very careful about pushing too hard. Okay, my Scorpios? You've got a really good thing going on with this, between this Knight of Water and this Eight of Fire. Be very careful that you're not pushing too hard. So what does that mean? You're making all these wonderful plans, and then you find out, well, the person next to you or the job or whoever, they're not really talking. They're not really saying anything. So just be careful that you're not pushing, because you could push yourself out as well as you can push yourself in. Okay? So a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. This is positive. It's kind of like talking yourself out of a job. So again, too, then I said this, it's like when you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. I've said that a few times to my Scorpios. So if you find yourself, if you find that your partner or somebody's getting more quiet as you become more and more, stop. Just stop. Because these two are what we want to keep this. We want to keep this fire going, and we want to keep the steam going with this. Okay? That 8 of water has has kind of a like you're throwing something on it. Okay? You're throwing some water instead of throwing some more fire on it. It wants more. It wants more. So let's see what we've got here with John Holland. And it might be that you want more. You want more, and it might, and this gives you more. It's just be careful. Just be a little bit leery, okay? Not leery. I shouldn't say leery. Be not, and I don't even mean cautious. Just, if they stop talking, stop talking too, okay? Okay. Next card is the solar plexus chakra. So we have a 3. So we have an 883, 388. 3 is celebration. It is creativity. It is also your the power of 3. Now the solar plexus, as we start with the root to the heart, that is, and we have like basically 7 that people talk about. There's more, but 7 are the main. From the root to the heart is your physical chakras. Your heart, again, to your crown, it becomes more of your spiritual chakras, okay? And chakras are like energy points. They're kind of like your spiritual batteries. I like this definition. They're where your spirit, your energy, and your physicality meet also. The solar plexus is standing in your integrity, knowing who you are and what you want, but also being, like I said, standing in your integrity, doing the right thing, okay? So something about this is, again, I feel like with this 8 of water, you need to, kind of go with what is the right thing. If are you willing to lie and cheat for something? Well, if you lie and cheat for it, all you'll get is lies and cheats, okay? But if you're going after it with honesty, with purity, with love, you'll get honesty, purity, and love back. So it is your integrity. It is what will you do to, I don't know, achieve your goals? How will you, what will you do? Will you do it the right way, or do you do it maybe the sneaky snake way? Not sure, because these are very powerful and strong and positive. This one is the one that I worry a little bit about, because it could push you to do something maybe not the way you wanted to do it. Okay? Does that make sense? And this emotional weekend, yeah, I mean, it's better if you just kind of say, if you just take this impatience and just say, you know what, we'll deal with it another day. We'll deal with that part another day. Stay within your integrity. Do what you know to be the right thing. Okay, let's see what we've got here from our Angels of Abundance. Let's see here. What do we have for our Scorpios? What do you have for our Scorpios here? Yes, yes, yes. Deservingness. Somebody in air just got this too. I think Gemini. If you have any Gemini in you, take a look. Okay, I'll read while you can look at the picture. You are a beloved child of God, like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. See, you have to know that, and you really do have to believe that. Okay? Okay, you are the way God made you. Now, we've all had influences, nurture versus nature, all that good stuff, but you are a spark of divine light. So let's see what we've got here. What crystal or energy for our Scorpios? Here we go. Okay. Reversed. Rhodochrosite. Service, contentment, healing emotional wounds, renewal of passion. Interesting for that too. Yeah, I would really, this is the only one that just kind of gives me a little bit of a red flag. It's you don't want to push it. You don't want to push it, and it's going to take the right timing. Okay, so take that for what you will. Anyway, my Scorpios, let me know what you think about all of this. As always, though, please keep me on air, keep me going by liking, sharing, subscribing, clicking on the bell for notifications. As always, though, my Scorpios, always know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye.